Hello, good evening. Francesco here. Today I would like to speak about the impossible. When you desire something but your head is telling you it's impossible. If I had to make my life story in a very few sentences, I would say I lost everything. Sorry. I had everything. I lost everything. I regained everything, and I've learned in the process how to get even more, how to get even deeper, and I'm sharing what I'm learning. This is my life in a very nutshell. So to me, this today is important to speak about what's possible, what's not possible, because sometimes I come to realizations and I have thoughts that I want to share because I believe they can make the difference. And today, what I realized it was that in my mind, what is impossible in my mind doesn't mean that it's impossible. It means that it's not possible in my mind and it's not possible in myself. But doesn't mean that it's not possible. I have this analogy of a body being like a computer and having the mind being the hard drive and the programs in the computer, and then the heart being the internet. So if I have a computer, I am limited to what I can do to this computer, to what's in the hard drive, what are the programs. But when I go and surf the internet, then everything is possible. I can see everything. There are plenty of softwares, plenty of things in the internet. But so in my mind, if I only stuck with what I have in my mind, what I have in my software, what I have in my programs, I'm very much limited. It's like having a computer without the internet. And when I go into my heart, when I listen to what my emotions are saying, what are my desires, what my inspiration is, then it's like I tap into the internet. So when I was like, I remember 13 or 14 years old, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine. I remember these moments. We were thinking about when we will drive, when we will have driving license and we will drive the car. And to me, it was like, oh my God, I cannot see myself driving. It's impossible. Like, I wouldn't believe that would happen. Even though I knew it was going to happen because everybody drives, or everybody I know at that age, they can drive. So why not me? But in my mind, it was like, oh, it's so weird. How can I? And even in that moment, a bus has gone by, and I thought about, imagine driving a bus. And the person who I was talking to, this friend of mine, is now a bus driver. But anyway, a few years later, I was 17 and I started working in constructions. I left school, and my desire was like, oh, I wish I could work in school instead of working in constructions all my life, because I thought that I was working in constructions all my life. I thought I would have only 2 weeks vacations out of a year. I thought I would have to wake up every morning at 6:30 in the morning every day of my life. That was in my mind. That was in my programs. That was what it was possible for me at the moment, what I believed it was possible for me. So my biggest desire was to be a janitor, cleaning toilets in the school. That was my biggest dream. So I could have 3 months vacation when the schools were closing. And that was my reality. Then what happened, I left Rome, I went to live in London, I started working in hospitality, I started working in the bar. And all of a sudden, this whole reality changed. I started waking up every time when I wanted, because I work in the evening, so I had the time to wake up, do what I want, and then go to work. So that was already a shift for me. I would have I would work in the weekends and being off during the week, which for me was a total shift. And also what I did, after a couple of years after being in London, I moved to Ibiza. I started working in this place, working only 6 months out of the year. During these six months, I would have enough money to go on vacation for 6 months, which for me was insane. And then later on, I went to this trip, 4 months in Thailand, 2 months in Japan. Then I went on a 1 year long trip, 10 months long trip. When I went 9 months in India and 1 month in Malaysia. And so all of a sudden, what I thought it was impossible before, now it was completely possible. So I didn't stop there. Then when I went back from my last trip in Asia, I went back to London and started working in organic shops. I thought, I really want to do something that I love, make a living by doing something that I love. But in my mind, it was like, it's impossible. But I already had the experience that the things can shift. So I started looking online and discovered online marketing, business online, entrepreneurship, and this whole new world opened before my eyes. I discovered coaching. So now I have a flexible mind about what's possible, what's not possible. I know that what's possible is possible or impossible for what I am right now, where I am right now, who I am right now. But doesn't mean that I cannot transform into the person that can make that possible. So another example is the video game. The video game is like when you start at stage 1, your abilities are so limited. You can barely make it through stage 1. But then you go through stage 1 and you learn some skills, you gain some different tools, and then you go to stage 2, and then to stage 3, and then you get to stage 10 and you won stage 10 and you won the game, and but only because you became the person who could do that. You could not win the game, the whole game, if you just based on your ability and your skills from stage 1. So for me, life is the same, in the same way. If I have a desire, I have to respect the desire and know that it's beyond what I believe is possible in my mind. I cannot base what is possible and what is not possible with what I have in my mind and with what I have, the person I am today. I need to know that what comes to me as a desire is not possible for who I am right now, but it will be possible for the person I will become. So if right now you're thinking about, you have a desire that that your mind is telling you it's impossible, I want you to think about first, did anyone achieve what you desire? First of all, if it did, then what are the ability, the skills that you need to learn, that you need to, for you to become the person that can make that possible? And if you say to the answer of did anybody achieve it, is the answer is no, then I ask you this question: did anybody achieve something that nobody achieved before? And the answer is going to be yes. They invented the airplane, they invented the internet, they invented video calls, they keep inventing and achieving things that nobody achieved before. So what are the qualities that you need to develop in order to achieve what's something that nobody achieved before? Is it determination? Is it keep going until you achieve it? Is it studying? Is it whatever, removing your limitations? But it is possible. It's not possible in your mind. It might not be possible for who you are right now, but it is possible. So how can you become the person that can make that possible, that they can make that a possibility for you? This is your next step, to figure that out. I believe that everybody not only can achieve what they want, but they have to achieve what they want if they want to serve the purpose of nature, the universe, God, whatever you call it. So once I live in a world where everybody can do the impossible, I am possible, I'm possible, impossible. Once I live in that kind of world, then it will be a world of the free, where everybody don't need to cause any harm, don't need to attack anyone else, because they know they can have anything they want and it's all up to them. This is my message for today. Thank you very much for the attention, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.